Today, I would like to inform you on the Ye'itswahare Indian tribe, which means people of the river. Colonists noticed that the river where they were located by was called the Catawba River. From then on, they decided to start calling them Catawba Indians. The Catawba Indians have lived along those banks for over 6,000 years. I would like to tell you a little more about them and how it has impacted my family. The Catawba Indian Reservation is located in Charlotte and Rock Hill, South Carolina, and have known to spread out to North Carolina and parts of Virginia. In early history, they were living in villages that were surrounded by a large wooden wall. They had homes, a sweat lodge, and an open plaza where they hosted different events. They were farmers, hunters, and fishers. The Catawba Indians were a very powerful and large tribe. They were so powerful they decided to wage war against different tribes, namely the Cherokee Indians. One tradition that has survived from the beginning and is still going strong today is their pottery. There has never been a time where this tradition has not existed. When the settlers passed by, the number one item they would trade was the pottery. Apparently, it was so popular that some traders and settlers would only cook using the Catawba pieces. There is a special technique that Catawbans follow to create their pottery. First, the clay originates from the Catawba River clay holes. Next, they hand process it into different size blocks. Then they can start shaping the pottery by hand. When they are done molding the piece, they will let it dry for several days. When it is finally dry, they will use rubbing and scraping tools to give it detail. When potters will pass down their pottery tools from generation to generation. When they are done shaping the piece, they will place it in an open fire on the outside of it and then gradually moving it into the actual flames. This gives it a very distinctive look. My grandma started learning to make pottery at the age of 12. She learned by observing her sisters, extended family, and other successful potters in the tribe. In fact, she started selling her pottery pieces in her teenage years. This is one of her pottery pieces. It is a canoe that she made in 2003. She'll label it by her name, the year, and Catawba Indian on each of her pieces. Once I tried making a pottery piece with her, and I can tell you, it looks nothing like this. Once a year, they have a Catawba Indian festival where they sell pottery, beadwork, and basketry. They will perform traditional dances, traditional drumming, and offer Catawban treats such as corn roasted in fire pits, venison stew, and Catawba Indian tacos. They do offer hamburgers and hot dogs for less courageous. They also provide an educational exhibit and a pageant show. The Catawba Indian Nation also offers other services. They have an outpatient facility where they offer many medical needs. They also have a Head Start program for Catawba children that one of my immediate cousins heads up. Another program that they provide are educational and scholarship opportunities for those who want to better their education, like me, for example. In fact, my uncle was one of the first Catawba Indians that went to college and was offered a scholarship to play football at Clemson University. My grandma did not like the idea of him going so far away for college. The only way that she would let my uncle attend Clemson It's if the head coach promised they run telephone poles through the reservation so she could call her son at least once a week. Later on, he became the economic development director for the Catawba Bingo facility. To say the least, the Catawba Indian Nation has a big impact on my family. My grandma with her pottery, getting the first landline on the reservation, my uncle helping to develop the bingo building, my cousin offering her services to help the tribe's children, and finally me having the opportunity to further my education.